The first hack client has already been updated to 1.21.70. To get it, I have joined their Discord server where I can click on this link over here to download it. This link will also actually be right down in the description below for your convenience. As you can see, I already teased this client a little in my own Discord server, and in here as well, there's a bunch of other clients, so I'd greatly appreciate it if you could join it, link in the description. Alright, so here as you can see, I've loaded up Minecraft 1.21.70, the brand new version, and I've got Primordial in my downloads. To inject this, we do still need an injector, seeing as this is just a DLL file, so I highly recommend Fate Client Injector. If you don't have this yet or you're not sure where to get it, I will link it down in the description below. Anyways, here we can simply select this client right over there, click on Inject, and now as you can see, Primordial has been injected. So that's pretty neat, isn't it? Now I'll just head right into, oh my god, this new menu is giving me AIDS. Yeah, heading into a single player world just as an example. Gonna show you a little bit about how to use it. Also, right before we get in, I would like to ask you to subscribe if you like content like this. You know, I make a lot more like it, and that would help out a lot. Apparently, jungles are largely made up out of stone nowadays, so that's interesting. I didn't even realize these are the brand new firefly bushes, and they're just spawning here. I'm getting distracted. So to open up the Click GUI, this client, you want to press on the Insert key in your keyboard. As you can see, using that is going to open up this area. Right over here, this is the Click GUI area. Here you will find a couple of things. So we have the modules right over here. These are basically all the utilities this client has. We have combat modules, movement modules, player-related modules, visual modules, world modules. Actually, we don't have world modules. And then a few miscellaneous ones as well over here. Now, basically, this is the same as any other Click GUI would be, except it just looks different, right? So usually you'd have these tabs across the top over here with drop-down menus, but obviously there's no set way a client has to look, and in this case, this is what it is going to look like. So as usual, we can turn these on by going like that, turn them off again by doing that exact same thing. If we right click on these, then you're going to get a drop down menu, and this is going to be the customization menu for this utility. Incredibly useful, of course. One useful thing almost all the customization menus allow for is a keybind, as you can see right over here. To set one, simply click on that and then press any key on your keyboard and the keybind will be set. Oh my god, the tutorial, dude. What the hell? Where is it? I do not need the tutorial. Also, look, the game is actually paused now when I do this, man. This update is actually kind of neat, to be honest. Anyways, let's open this back up again. So that's basically it for this Click GUI area. Pretty self-explanatory, pretty easy to use. The only thing really we're missing is the fact that we don't get a description when we hover over these utilities. So if you're new, you might not know what everything does. But really, a lot of these should still be kind of self-explanatory, to be honest. One cool thing we do have here, though, is the save button. Say you customize your reach to reach 7 blocks, because apparently that's how much reach you need to actually win a game of Skywars. Well, then if you want to save that to your config, you can press on this button. And now every single time you reload up this client, it'll automatically set your reach to this. So that's obviously pretty neat. I love the way that they really just embedded this config feature into this client. Really nice. Gives you a nice little chat message right up there to tell you that it was successful too. So that's pretty neat. For the rest, all these other categories all have different utilities, but these should all work basically the exact same way. Then in this client area over here, there's a main section which doesn't contain anything just yet, but once again, this client is not once again. I haven't said this yet, but the client is obviously brand new. It's still in development, you know, so chill on that. Then there's a HUD area over here. HUDs are things that show up on your screen. In this case, we have the watermark up here, an array list here, which displays all active utilities. And then obviously we get the notifications every time you do something. So these all can be turned off if you'd like. And then now in this case, my screen is going to be completely clean, except I can, of course, still use this client, right? So that's kind of nice. Of course, you can save that once again if you do wish to do so. So for the rest, that was basically that. In the chat over here, you can see that it tells us some things, at least Primordial does. This is also true because it has commands. So we can start the commands with the dot instead of the regular slash. For example, I can type .help in chat over here, and that's going to give us a list of all the commands this client has, so help, toggle, bind, etc., as well as exactly what they do. For the rest, as it does say, we can, for example, type .help and then bind over here, and then it tells you exactly what the command is you ask for help on, what it does, as well as the exact usage of that command if you do intend to use it and you don't know how yet. For the rest, you'll also see this aliases thing over here. This basically means that instead of typing .bind, you can also type .b, and that'll function in the exact same way for all the lazy people who can't hit 3 extra keys on their keyboard. Anyways, for the rest, that is basically that for right now. The client is completely safe. I did make a public Casper Sky scan. If you want, I'll link it down in the description below. For the rest, is it skidded? I mean, guys, it's 2025. That answers that question already. I'm pretty sure it is, looking at the notifications here. You can probably recognize those, at least partially, but I mean, it's a pretty good client, and that was a fucking war crime. Oh my god. Okay, so that just completely caught me off guard. Anyways, yeah, so partially, but obviously, I mean, the devs are pretty good, right? Because they made a slightly new Click GUI. I think this is also the one used in Rise. But still, man, it looks pretty clean. Colors are neat. Added some new fonts in, so that's cool, I guess. And obviously, you know, it's updated to 1.21.70. That's all we ask for, isn't it? So yeah, basically for right now, I suppose that was that. Thank you all ever so much for watching, and I do, of course, hope to see you again in the next one. Bye-bye.